You know, my next guest, he doesn't need to get paid by the hour because he goes out there and gets first round finishes like we saw this past weekend over Benicio Salvador. It is Adrian Yanez back here on the program. Adrian, how are you?
Man, I'm doing great, man. Loving living life. It was a definitely a fun one to get back into the win column for. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's next.
You know, I kind of wanted to start this first with I saw a lot of people giving you props after the fight, and that must have felt really good. I know, a lot of people were kind of rooting for you going in here, and it was a tough 2-fight losing streak. But how has that been? Has it been more than you anticipated, seeing all the messages of people giving you props for that big win?
Oh yeah, no, getting all the props from everybody felt really really good. Again, like it was just one of those things. Like again, like after the last two losses, like got pretty shitted on, pretty good amount. So I was like, but yeah, no, just seeing all the love from everybody was very fantastic, man. It felt really really good. Again, like it shows that not everybody's assholes.
Yeah, for sure. Well, no, and I think it shows too that people did want to see you get back in the win column. They enjoy watching you fight, and I think it just speaks to you being not only an exciting fighter but also very interactive on social media. I know that's something we've talked about over the last little bit. Could that fight have gone any better? I know that's a very easy and basic question, but like I said off the top, you don't get paid by the hour, so it was nice to get out of there a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I wish I did it a little bit more technically sound. Like I kind of like in that moment when I stepped into that cage, like I felt something. I felt like he didn't have that same like I guess like fearlessness they had at weigh-ins. As soon as I walked in, I looked across right before the fight started. Like I could sense like the like, oh shit, like he's nervous. Like, oh damn, like he's like I felt something different, like from like the day before, because the day before I was like, oh, it feels like he's gonna come and bring it. All right, cool. And then once I got in there, I was like, oh, something different, and I kind of just threw my whole game plan out the window and just ran for it, just try to gun for it, and it made me to look a little bit sloppier in a lot of those exchanges. I should have done a little bit more setup and stop just trying to gun for the head immediately. But as soon as I settled down, I was able to land that right hand. But yeah, no, I should have done everything a little bit better, a little bit faster in a sense of like working my game plan. Because if I would have worked my game plan immediately, I felt like it could have gone a little bit better and a little bit faster.
Okay, that's fair. What was the pressure like going into this fight? Because obviously your last two were against ranked guys, notable opponents. This one was one you were kind of expected to win. How was sort of your mentality going in? Were you feeling more pressure, or was it just like any other fight?
It was like any other fight, but I had like a different sense. Like I'm usually like again, like if you see me walking out these last couple fights, like I'm like happy walking in there. And this one, I was just like more like I'm zoned in, honed in, and I'm like I'm gonna fucking go for it. Like I knew what I wanted. Like the whole motto for this camp was like "La voy a matar." Like I'm gonna kill the guy. Like that's what like my full intentions were. Like I knew he posed a lot of threats and I knew he was going to be a little bit hard to hit, but I knew once I got to him I was going to get to him. And but yeah, like I again it was a little bit harder getting into the groove, but like groove of like uh trying to get out of my own head and trying not to gun for him like a little bit too much and like kind of settle down and set the right hand up. But yeah, no, it was a little bit hard, but once I got going, man, I got going. I knew exactly what I needed to do.
How did you celebrate after the win? Again, the fight was on a little bit earlier, so I'm sure you got to enjoy a little bit after the fight.
Yeah, we went to the Iridium Sports Agency office, the headquarters, and man, honestly, we just had a shit ton of pizza. And then uh, after that, went with my coaches and pretty much like we got some more food,
Yeah.
some more food. We started getting a little bit more drinks, and then after that, my coach was like, "Here," gave us both gave us like a 20, and we ended up fucking each of us walked away with an extra 100 in our pocket just off of $20. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, I love this. So gambled a little bit, but yeah, it wasn't a very big like celebration. It was just more like, all right, cool. We're gonna do this. We're gonna have a little bit of fun. Go back home. Got back home, and then on top of that, was able to kind of chill with my family, have a good time, and eat and all that stuff. So I really wasn't really in the like, oh, we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna go out and do all this stuff. It was just like small celebration, have a good time, come back home, and start ramping up training again next week.
What did you win your money on? What game did you play?
Man, honestly, Cameron Smotherman did a like he went to the slot machine like to a certain like he chose one and like it won us like about $80. We both like he had the 20, we put it in. I was like, I max betted and
Hmm.
he was like, I was like nervous on putting on the max bet and he was just like, fuck it. He pressed the button. I was like, all right, 180. And then for some reason he had this inkling he wanted to go to this other machine and pretty much did the same thing. Max bet. Like I pressed the first go and like we lost, but then it gave us a chance to like times our money by 5. And then after he was like, I was like, oh shit, I don't know. We're about to lose all our $80. And he was like, nah, fuck it. And he just fucking full sent it. And then we ended up a couple hundred. And I was like, oh shit. Like it would just all happen on chance. And then yeah, I went to roulette, played a little bit. But yeah, that's my game right there. That's my game that I will fall myself on is roulette. Roulette will be the end of me, I swear.
Fair enough. Keep you away from the roulette table for sure.
Yeah.
I know obviously a couple days removed, but when do you want to get back in there and have that next fight? It looked like you didn't take any damage really.
Yeah, honestly, July, August, September, though any 3 of those months would be fine. Uh, I do want to enjoy just like this week and next week. I am gonna get back into training next week. But again, like I, as soon as I got cleared back in January, I started training, trying to work my ass off to try to get back in as soon as possible. And May came around, so I kind of just was uh on the go a lot, and because again, I spent some time in Vegas, a couple weeks in Vegas, came back home to finish out camp. So yeah, I'd like to kind of just take the time to chill out with the family for about a week or two, and then after that, get back into training and get after it. Like so, July, August, September. If they present me with something really nice within like a month and a half, then yeah, I'll jump on it. But uh, July, August, July, August, September would be great. No, just so I can at least get 2, so I can at least have the possibility of getting a third fight in this year.
Okay, you got it all mapped out. You mentioned training in Vegas. Is that something you're going to be doing going forward? Kind of doing part of camp there and then part of camp back in Texas?
Uh yeah, it is. It is something I'm really thinking about. Like it was really cool. I think Diego's gonna be having like he's gonna be moving to Vegas. I think
Hmm.
so. It just depends on how things go there. But yeah, I would like to. I would like to start splitting up a little bit, just because of the monotony of like I don't have to worry about other people. I can just worry about myself whenever I'm out. Like I don't have to try to like run training sessions at the home gym. I just go train, only have to worry about myself and just get going like that. Makes it a lot easier. It would make it a lot easier for me to kind of split the camp a little bit. The
Yeah.
monotony of all that other gym stuff is completely out the way.
And Diego, you're referring to which Diego is this?
Diego Lopez.
Oh, Diego Lopez. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. So he's actually because I know he's part of Alexa Grasso's team. So he's going to be moving out to Vegas. You think? Or
Yeah, I think he's gonna have 2 places. I
oh,
think so.
cool. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because I know a lot of fighters from your management group. They kind of do the same thing. Like I know Alex Perez, for example, trains in California, but now doing some training in Vegas as well. It makes sense, right? You have everything you need there, not only for training partners, but also just having the PI and all that. I'm sure that's very enticing as well.
Oh yeah, no, I every single time I'm at the PI, I tell every coach there or like physical therapist there is like these Vegas fighters are spoiled, man. They're spoiled rotten, man. They get all the accessibility of the PI, being able to use them for food, being able to use them for recovery. They have everything that they need just in one center location. Then at the top of that, like 1 week you'll get a fighter just coming in and like you'll get like a different body every single time. Like you don't get the same guys. You'll get a plethora of like different bodies coming in and out. So that's the cool part. That's the really, really cool part. And then on top of that, man, like you got all the strength and conditioning that you can do there. Uh Again, like the physical therapies and that. Man, I wish I would have done all my physical therapy after I had knee surgery over there at the PI. I wish I took my time and just been at the PI. That would have been a lot better. But yeah, everything worked out perfectly. Everything worked out perfectly, and like, man, for the fighters in Vegas, y'all are spoiled, bro. Man, I'm jealous.
Okay. Who do you want to fight next? You're not a guy to really call people out, but is there like a fight you look at in the division and think, hey, that would be fun?
Honestly, like, oh yeah, the fun one in the division would probably be me and Victor Henry. I think me and Victor Henry would be
Nice.
like a fun, fantastic fight.
Yep.
I'm not gonna call out John Castaneda because I don't want to. Like again, he has the tough fight in front of him. I'm not gonna cloud anything in his head because if he wins, then I'll be like, all right, let's go. But Daniel Santos would be a fun one too. If I can sneak my way to fight anybody top 15, I'll 100% do that. But at the moment, I'm not sure what position I'm in right now. So any one of those two names, Victor Henry or Daniel Santos. I know Victor Henry just came off of a good win. Daniel Santos doesn't have a fight lined up. I think one of those two fights would be amazing.
Looking at the top of your division, obviously, it seems like Sean O'Malley and Merab is going to be next, although it's not booked yet. What do you think of that fight? Do you think the UFC will finally give Merab his title shot, or do you think there could be someone else in the mix?
Yeah, no. If there's anybody in the mix, I know he has a fight book now. It would have been Corey, but yeah, I'm kind of glad that it feels like Merab is gonna get his shot. Definitely needs to happen. I felt like it should have happened to fight before, but I'm again like I understand the storyline and wanting to give O'Malley his fight with Cheeto, but at the same time, looking at it like Merab definitely deserves that fight. He definitely deserved it. And I'm glad that he's getting it. Man, yeah, that kind of puts the movement in the right direction for uh for the division again because instead of like fighting a guy like that's outside the top five, you're fighting a guy that's in the top five. Like, hey, you're gonna start slowly getting to the guys that deserve it. Not guys who are kind of like 1-2 or like 1-1 in the last two. Like Murad's been on a absolute tear on a win streak, and so I feel like if you're gonna keep the integrity of the division, somebody who's at number one should get the title shot. So I'm happy that's starting to move that way. A lot of these guys are going to start fighting guys that they need to. Uh, Shoot, like I wouldn't have been mad at all if Corey got the jump, but that's like a that like Corey. I think one who did Corey lose to that like I felt like was
Oh, it was TJ Dillashaw. That was a fight that people thought maybe
yeah
should have gone the other way. And he
yeah
lost to
that was
Jan
a
as well.
super. Yeah, I think like both of those were close fights. So like I don't even think like he's completely out of the title. Like I completely wouldn't have understood if they would have made him versus Sean, but like the correct fight would be Merab and Sean O'Malley. So I'm glad that I'm really hoping that's the fight that they make next. So
Well, I think that it should take place at the Sphere. I think that's a big card. They're looking at September. The timeline kind of lines up. If that fight does happen, do you think Merab will become champion, or do you think O'Malley, with some of his improvements, might be able to knock him out? What do you think?
yeah, I say it like this: if O'Malley doesn't knock him out, it's a 5-round decision by Merab. Like we've also seen Merab get hurt a lot in his fights, like especially early on. So like if he's able to survive, or just completely avoid getting hurt, I think he kind of like works his way into position to get Sean down. Like it's gonna be hard. Like he might be able to. It might be either like another Jose Aldo fight, like where he wasn't able to take him down, but he's able to get the win, or like he just kind of ragdolls him, takes him down, and it's O'Malley just trying to get up the whole entire time, and it's Merab just mauling him. Uh,
What
that's
do you
like
think's
I
more
only
likely though? Because like again, like the 5 rounds is a lot of time to knock someone out, but then also it's Merab, right? Like we haven't seen him get finished by knockout, like not recently, anyways. That Ricky Simone fight was weird, but
yeah.
but yeah, I just think in general, like who do you think would win?
Oh, if I'm gonna go betting wise, I would probably go again. I would probably go with Merab just for the fact that like you've seen him get hurt, but he's able to pull it out, and
Hmm.
he's able to like kind of pull out of it. And it's again like I don't know to what extent Sean's grappling is,
Mhm.
and I don't know like if he'd be able to keep that type of pace that Merab is able to keep because we've seen Merab just been able to wilt guys who have an amazing cardio and just like being able to keep the pace that he keeps. So that might be a thing, and that might be a thing that really puts Sean at a damper. And I feel like I haven't seen it. He was able to kind of coast with Cheeto and go all five, but yeah, it's one of those that kind of makes me not like not confident that Sean will be able to keep up with the pace. But again, I'm gonna go Merab. But if anybody's getting finished, I think it would definitely be Merab on that end.
And we talked about Cory Sandhagen, obviously big fight there against Umar. He's got to go to the Middle East to fight him, and Umar getting this big opportunity here. Does Cory get it done? Do you think, or do you think Umar, just with his skill set, might be the one to dethrone Cory Sandhagen? Although Sandhagen has lost before.
Man, that is a tough one. That is going to be an absolute tough fight. But I feel like if anybody can get it done, it's definitely Corey. Like he's been working with I think Ryan Hoff a lot, and you can definitely see the improvements that he's made. And then on top of that, I remember Roth telling me like whenever he went to go train with them, I think it was like last year around that time, like he came back with a couple of tips and tricks that like, man, I started using started using for myself. But yeah, like that those guys are really, really good. Like they're working, they're steadily working on specifics. Cause again, I know last year he almost had that fight with Umar, but then he had Umar pulled out. So yeah, especially if you possibly have seen that guy almost like two times in front of you, like I think he'll get it done. I think Corey will be able to get it done. Umar's not an easy fight whatsoever, but I feel Corey will be able to get it done.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Just last thing on your division, what do you think of Jose Aldo being back? Maybe a future opponent if he decides to stick around in it long enough.
Yeah, man, I would absolutely hope so. That's like a dream fight of mine. It would be a tough one for sure, just because like it would be like looking across the cage and then just seeing a guy who I kind of was raised like I was like raised like watching him fight, back in WEC and all that stuff. But yeah, that'd be super dope. And he had a really solid performance against Jonathan, man. He completely shut Jonathan down. I'm just like, oh shit, like damn. Like he gave him no chance. Like he put it on him. Like uh he did like the fact that like to me the fact that he outkicked Jonathan was like one of those things where I still found very, I was like, what the fuck, he outkicked Jonathan, all that stuff. Like yeah, like he put a phenomenal dominant performance against Jonathan, man. I can't wait to see what's next for him. Hopefully, in 2 or 3 fights, maybe me.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. In the meantime, enjoy the victory tour, Adrian. Thanks so much for doing this. Always appreciate you making time. If there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media you want to mention, I'll give you the last word.
Thank you so much for the platform, man. It's always great, man. You've been interviewing me since way back back in my LFA days, back in my regional circuit days, man. So I really appreciate you
Anytime.
for having me on, kind of giving me the platform since way back when. So I'm very grateful. Management team, Iridium Sports Agency, uh, and also, man, big shout out to my uh to my sponsor, Complex. They helped me recover so fast. Recover, like made me come back faster than what I thought I was going to be coming back at. So yeah, big shouts to them. Drink HRW. Follow me on Instagram at Adrian Yanez 93. A lot of you guys know. Yanez MMA on Twitter, and then on I think TikTok too, Adrian Yanez MMA. So yeah, wherever you want to follow me at,